Hi there, it's Tiffany with Daisy Farm Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to do the diamond bobble blanket. And I'm using a herringbone half stitch for this part, and these are double crochet 4 together. The yarn I'm using is called Red Heart Dreamy, and you will need a K-size hook. And it is a 5 bulky weight yarn. So if you want to substitute yarn to kind of get close to the same size, it's a 5 bulky weight. But I do really like this Dreamy. It's a little bit fuzzy, super soft, and I love how it kind of has extra fibers on it, so that when I have been doing the fringe for this blanket, it really grabs on itself, and you won't have trouble having these come undone. We have a similar pattern on our website. It's called the Diamond Berry. And so if you want just a little bit different look. But anyway, let's get started with a swatch. So the pattern repeat for this blanket is any odd number times 16. For this swatch, I have multiplied 16 times 3, and that will help us get going. So what you'll want to do is start in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, with a herringbone half stitch, which is yarning over, pulling up a loop, and pulling through the first loop on the hook like that, and then pulling through 2. That's 1 stitch. Let me show that to you again. Yarning over, inserting my hook under the top loop, yarning over, pulling up a loop, and continuing to pull through the first loop on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through 2. Now you'll work 1 herringbone half into each chain all the way to the end of the row. So here's my base row of all herringbone half double crochet, and at the end of the row I am going to chain 1 and turn my work, and then I will work right in the very first stitch with herringbone, and I will work the next 15 spaces using this herringbone half stitch. And on the 16th stitch, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And I'm going to repeat that right into the same stitch. Just pull through 2. This is called a double crochet 4 together bobble. Just pulling through 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time till we have 5 loops on the hook. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all the 5 loops, kind of poke it to the back a little bit, and in the next stitch, which is going to be, we're going to count again, 15 stitches. So count this as number 1, but we're not going to do a herringbone. We need to secure that bobble down with a single crochet. That'll help your bobble really poke out. So just 1 single crochet, but that's stitch number 1. Now work across these next 15 stitches. That's number 2. 3, 4. Okay, continue across. Double check that you have 15 stitches 14 herringbone half, 1 single crochet in between the next berry, or not berry, sorry, bobble. I'm going to work that 4 double crochets together, all in the same stitch. Two more, well, one more. Count your loops. There should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through, work a single crochet into the next stitch. That helps to keep that popped out. Then continue, and you should have, again, 15 stitches to the end of the row where you'll chain 1 and turn. So 14 half herringbone half plus 1 single crochet right there, 15 stitches to the end. You've got your bobbles, the bottom half of the first row. Chain 1 and turn, and now just work a complete row in each stitch of the herringbone half stitch. 1 stitch per stitch all the way across, and then we will work the next set of bobbles after that. Okay, I want to just make sure that you're understanding where or what it looks like at the top of the bottle. There's the bobble, my word, I can't say that. Just make sure you're still working 1 herringbone half into the top of each stitch. So there's my bobble stitch right there. So there still should be 2 V's that you can work under. Here's that single crochet stitch right there, and then the rest of the herringbones to the end of the round. All right, chain 1 and turn, and we'll work on that second set of bobbles. So on this row, we want to put bobbles on either side of the one below. So this was our 16th stitch, if you remember. So now we've worked 14 herringbone halves, and in the 15th stitch, work your bobble. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through, pop it out a little bit, work a single crochet. Now let's work 1 more bobble on the other side. And now still do a single crochet. Let's see how we did. There we go. See, so there's 1 on either side. Now, if you want to count before you start the next one, you're going to count the bobble this time as stitch number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches in between. Because now on this 15th stitch, we'll work the bobble. But let me tell you what's going to happen as you get going. As soon as you get this base, these base section of bobbles, you really don't have to count so much, because if you go 1 over, I mean, I'm going to encourage you to always look at your work. You'll see that you're putting it right on top or not. And you can just quickly, you know, back up a stitch and put it on. So it's pretty easy that way to start getting a sense of it and not have to be so dependent on counting. I just want to make sure you're counting right here on the first section of diamonds so that you have them spaced properly. Okay, so there's our little bottom half. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in with 1 complete row of the herringbone half, and then we'll be back and we're going to place 3 on top. Okay, let's start that third set of berries. And now this time, let's work across, and you'll want the berry to be on stitch number 14. So we'll just work 13 of these. And here I am working into the 14th stitch right there with my bobble. And bobbles are always followed by single crochets into the next stitch. Now let's do one more bobble. Followed by a single crochet. Now let's do one more. All right, work your way across. Do that on the same one, and then we decrease. What I'm going to do off camera to kind of save some time, I'll go back and work this row again, and then I'll go back and work that row right there, and then we will get a row of thirds in between. So how did the rest of your diamond turn out? I've already worked the extra row across in between so that we can chain and turn, and let's get these next going. So we want to do 3 across this time. And now instead of starting that first bobble on stitch 16, we will start it on stitch number 8. So go ahead and work 7 herringbone stitches here. And then you'll work that 8th one as the bobble. And then you're back to separating them. They're on the 16s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now here's 8. And we'll put the bobble. Now start counting here, and you will work across 15 and put the bobble on the 16th. Same thing over here, and then at the end there should be 7 left at the very end after you work that bobble. Okay, so I'll work on down the row, and we'll talk at the end of the row. Okay, so here's the back, what the back of the work looks like, and I just worked the 3 bobbles. So let's go over the counting one more time. Is that it's on the 8th right here, and then start counting over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. It's on the 16th one. So there's 15 in between. And then at the end, here's the 15, and then this is 16th, or it's 8 over, so you should have 7 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now going forward, it's exactly the same that I showed you before. There's always a row. I'll work just a regular row back across, and then you'll start filling in with your little bobbles, and it will grow. So it's just back and forth. So let me show the original blanket, and I'll show you how I attached the tassels here. So I have I left a few at the end here. So just so you know, you can maybe let me adjust my camera up here so you can see it starts, and you can, and this is what I was going to say. So I started off showing you the bobbles starting on the 16th, but you for sure can start the row on the 8s if you want. I think on this side, It turned out that I ended on a row where it was just, you know, an even number, and then they're on the outside. So it's completely up to you how you want to start it. So here we go. I have pre-cut a bunch of tassels, and I have been just grabbing two. See if I can show you this. Bring this back down in here. So my tassel, you can make your tassels however long you want. $11 are what I have going here. So that's totally up to you. So in the base of the blanket, so that bottom row, just insert your hook up underneath that starting chain, you know, underneath those 2 loops. Simply lay your, I've been working with 2 of them, over, pull it through, just like that. And I make sure that kind of they're even. So I pull this a little bit, make sure they're even. Pull it out as long as you need, and then I feed my hands through and just pull them through like that. And then pull them down tight. And that's what I was saying. This yarn really sticks on itself, so you should be fine. I don't think those are going to come out for you. Okay, that's it. Thank you. I hope I've explained this well enough. We will have graphs and charts and written pattern all on our website. The link is in the description down if you are seeing this on YouTube. Otherwise, you already have it on our website. So I wish you a lot of luck with your, what am I going to call this? What did I say? Diamond Bobble blanket. Oh, my word. Okay, you have a good day.